Strength.
Do we want luck?
Or luck
is kind of useful. It's a lot less useful in this game than I thought it would be because they took out random crits, which is super annoying.
You just get the more. It just gives you a super attack more often, which is kind of like that's nice, I guess.
I like the idea that you pick intelligence and you're like, oh, that's the alphabet is. I was wondering about that. My wife's the one with the law degree.
Or worse, if you're playing as her and you're like, this is shit they didn't teach me in law school.
Yeah. Let's delete this fucking tire.
Just think about it. Like, you can play as a lawyer with one intelligence.
Tricycle.
And I get that in this game, one
intelligence and one charisma.
But actually, I don't know that that's that much of a stretch for me to believe.
Hey-yo, 1970 style.
Well, just, like, I don't know, I'll eventually rant about this, but the fact that one is average and you just slowly build up to a superhuman still pisses me off.
Momos, did you play a female character?
I did, yeah.
What did you set for your engine charisma?
Josh, T is store all junk.
Very, very high. I had maxed out charisma.
Okay.
Even though it's totally pointless. I didn't care.
It's completely pointless.
I didn't care. I love the
But Mumbles, you
little,
can persuade people occasionally, and they'll tell you stuff you already knew.
I know, and I live for that shit. That's the thing. I know it's barely in the game, but whenever it shows up, I'm like, yeah, I can convince the guy to run away and never come back, so I don't have to kill him. I'm so cool.
It's barely in the game, but it's what I'm playing the game for, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I consider those moments that count. If I can spare somebody's life, that count. That's a choice to me. That's something worth making.
I thought intelligence was kind of pointless though in this game.
Sniper hook's gone down.
Yeah, fucking lockpick. Thank you.
Yeah, the intelligence stat has been completely removed from relevance at this point.
It's just
in
how
Fallout
fast,
New Vegas, it was real useful all the time, and you had all kinds of new dialogue options. But not this game. Boop.
So luck is only you get more
pompadour.
special attacks. Wow, that's nice. So, and intelligence is like a slight bonus to experience.
Yeah.
So we got a shitty pistol that's shittier than the pistol we already have. Thanks, save.
That's important. Okay, I really couldn't, like, this game really disappointed me with regards to
use that one in
I'll
combat.
say that much. Like, New Vegas came in, they're like, oh, here's like a million random guns that are all like based on real guns and act kind of like real guns, and you can make your own ammo. And there's a bunch of guns that are completely redundant, but we just have them because it's, you know, it's just adds that little nerdy frisson. And then this game comes along and it's like, so do you guys like pipe guns? Awesome.
Yeah.
It's weird because there are so many shitty pipe guns in this game, but it starts you off with the good 10mm, which makes about half the guns in this game. The gun you start with is better than half the guns in the game, which is weird.
Yeah, I had a 10mm pistol with a legendary modification on it. To the end of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's a dead person. Ooh, a shotgun.
Yeah, no, I called it public defender.
Don't worry, this guy will show up
Shepherd
back here later.
It's an extension of their ideology.
That's good.
It's an extension of the ideology that any option to play through the game should be a valid option to play through the whole game. So you don't really have crappy guns and good guns. You just have a gun that you start with that needs to be upgraded so that it's as good as any other gun, right? And yes, ostensibly, if you get a plasma, phaser, caster, whatever, DPS overall can be maxed out higher than your pistol, but the pistol is still effective through to the end game, and that's an intentional decision. And when you do that, it does mean, like, you can beat the game with the pistol you start the game with, which is
Why did you shoot him?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the hell?
Okay, I'm taking
wrong with
I'm
out of here. I'm
buying
out.
tickets to
I
Nevada.
quit.
Okay,
Bye.
let's stick together.
Don't ever do that again, Joshua.
Don't you come here near my son ever again.
Here's a little story. This is where I always build my base, cause I'm a loner, and I don't like people. And also the people that come to live in your bases are all assholes, and I don't want them around.
Would
So
you
I
say
live
that
here.
you're a wanderer?
Build radio, invite
Yeah,
freeloaders.
it's really weird because I turned this into a fucking skyscraper because I'm crazy like that, so it's weird seeing it in its original state.
Yeah. And I,
You know, now that
I
you say
never,
that-
I never greet dog meat. I always leave him, and he just hangs around out front. Because the moment you greet him, a bunch of like mole rats pop out of the ground and leave all these mole rat holes everywhere, and mole rat carcasses that last forever.
Why don't they mod out or like fucking patch out a way to make bodies instantly disappear? They do it in
Dog found
Doom.
an enemy.
If you kill a dude in Doom, he disappears. Why can't they do it in Fallout?
We have the technology to make bodies disappear for no reason.
Well, and you can hit recycle, and if Josh had wanted to, he could have made an entire house disappear with one click in the town where we just were.
Right?
So you can just clean stuff up, but no, these bodies will be here forever. What you have to do is you have to go away and then stay away for like 5 days, and then when you come back, the bodies will be gone. But I never stay away that long.
Not the like for example, if you're building and there's like skeletons, the skeletons will be there forever, and you can't get rid of them. And then you
it's just your
build a wall
Skelebros.
on their stupid face.
Why would you want to build a house without skeletons? That's an ill-equipped house.
All right, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Oh yeah, wander into the mole rat, done. Let's do this. You versus mole rats
What
with 2 shotgun shells.
What are you doing, buddy?
Why are we here? Like, I do this when I'm trying to level up and I'm playing my hardcore character and I need to be as strong as possible because I play with permadeath. Self-imposed, I don't use the built-in.
Oh, so fancy.
So the point being is, yeah, I come down here because these guys, because I'm a chicken shit and these guys are a pushover, and I want to, you know, get as many levels as possible before I go somewhere dangerous. But I'm not sure why we're here since we have the power of quick load. This is a super waste of time.
The power of quick load. Yeah, that's what Josh is known for. Quick saving, quick loading.
Yep, I'm the quick master.
What
For my
key do you have quick
quickness.
save bound to, Josh? God damn it.
It's one of these buttons here.
Just
No,
press
don't
every
start
button.
pressing buttons that... No, he'll accidentally hit
Try
quick
G.
load and we'll have
Try
to do this
G
again.
first.
Josh
I
walks in,
trust you, Red
bathes
Sky.
in the radiation, and then he fails to pick up the fusion core that is the only good thing in that room, for which he took that giant dose of rads right to the old nads.
I like
Just keep
rads.
squatting in that. Yeah, just keep
All
on
rad
squatting.
nads, they call him.
Oh man.
He's got that uranium fever. Music in this game is pretty on point. A little on the nose, but pretty great though.
I wish they would have added more music. Are you kidding me? This game made me insane. They had a chance to add way more songs. They fucking
Yeah,
didn't. It's just the same old shit.
You got
I
a
know,
point,
all the
actually. I
drums are
forgot about
crazy,
that.
too. Like, they had a perfect excuse.
Drinking water
like,
restores health. Drinking from unpurified. Drink.
oh,
God.
Nasty.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
keeps
yeah,
going.
really,
three
really-
hills.
Yeah.
Really increases my
Oh.
immersion. Just seeing this pasty
Come
hand
on, wow.
dip
I know
down
you're here
just
somewhere.
above the awful dirty water. Oh, I love that
Still
dirty water.
happening.
Oh, Boston, you're my home.
You said there was a fusion core down here? I don't know if
Yeah.
I believe you. Oh, there it is.
Right.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
pile.
get another
yeah.
dose to your balls. Good going.
What
Village.
you do, Josh, is you just hike your pants down and you just like do the squats right down in that radioactive piss water, and then you can just plug your balls into absolutely any suit of power armor.
Oh my
If it gets
God.
dark, you can just take your pants off. And just use the light emanating from your crotch to illuminate the way.
Oh God.
That'd be a pretty cool superpower.
Reminder that we're
So
looking
it's-
for our kid.
It's probably okay.
That's officially added to the drinking game rules. We need drinking game rules. It's a Fallout game. That'll be in it. Reminding ourselves or somebody
Disclaimer,
else
do not
reminding
do the
us.
drinking game. You will die. It will kill you.
You will die. Do not do it. I've tried it before. It's not fun. It's not
She
fun.
tried it. She
You
died.
tried the drinking game?
I'm dead. I'm literally dead.
Oh,
Where's
here
the
we go.
goddamn
Leveling
unlock?
up.
Which perks do you want to take? It doesn't matter because you'll take it eventually.
You'll take all of them, and
perception.
you'll like it.
Okay, to say something positive about this game, I just watched a review today from a YouTuber named Joseph Anderson who made a really good point. I was initially pissed off that skills were removed in this game, and he makes the case that they weren't
You mean
removed.
perks?
No,
Or no,
your
wait,
skills.
no, skills. What the fuck am I talking about? You know what?
he made
I'm just
the
gonna
point
keep
that
interrupting
skills
you with
weren't
irrelevant
removed.
stuff.
Oh,
They were moved to comic books and stuff that you collect. So now instead of leveling up to up your skills, you explore the world and you go off the track and you explore strange places.
You didn't see that? Nothing happened.
Oh my god! You just killed a crow? You just killed a crow, dude?
It was mean to
okay,
me.
first of all, don't ever do that in real life. They will hunt you down. And second of all, that's not nice. He just keeps shooting animals that I like. Dogs, crows especially.
Yeah, this
Fox
is
that
not
one
Mumbles.
time in Alan Wake.
Mumbles is not putting on an act here. Mumbles is genuinely, like, if you follow her on Twitter, she's like really into crows. Like, I've learned more about crows from her on Twitter than
guys.
I ever knew about
How's
them
it
in
go?
my
Wait,
whole life.
what's Dog doing?
You're welcome.
So
I
let's.
feed them. They're friends.
Hey, buddy.
While
Hey.
we're doing this, I might as well give this. So I built up how. Oh, what the fuck?
What do you do? Oh, mama.
No. That happened. I'm sure that made sense.
Some universe out there exists where that makes sense.
It did. It made sense because now you don't ruin the awesome tutorial by getting spotted.
I still am so
Preston,
mad
you
you shot
asshole.
that crow.
He shoots Preston Garvey
Thing
10
is,
times.
I like
Nobody
crows.
cares.
I don't know why I
We're
did
still
that.
mad about the crow. And you know what? I agree. I'm more mad about the crow than I am that you shot
I'm
like,
actually
our main
really
tutorial
angry
buddy.
that Josh shot Preston Garvey not enough times.
Yeah.
You didn't even give him the
You
ball.
killed a
What-
crow? You killed the crow, but you can't kill Preston? What the hell? What is this?
Shut up! This always happens when I try to perform on camera.
Did not need to
Anyway.
know.
Moving briskly along. Okay, so I play the game, you know, I create a character with high intelligence charisma. It tells me I'm a lawyer. Just so happens that works out. I feel like a lawyer. I get through this game. I'm like, okay, so I need my child. My child's my only thing that's important. I'm gonna shoot these raiders, I guess. You know, I have to defend myself one way or the other. That also kind of worked. And
Dog found.
it's
What the fuck, dog?
The
Get
game
off the roof.
manages to sync up pretty well with the character they expect you to play, right up until the point it doesn't.
Yep.
I guess is what I'm getting at.
Damn it.
When was the last time
Because
you
so
quick
far,
saved?
all of my in-character actions, like being willing to kill all these raiders, being willing to, you know, scavenge through these broken glass and dirt, looking for salvageable materials, smelt my husband's wedding ring so that I can make a modification for my gun. All of this is predicated on the idea that, like, living comfortably or just, like, rejoining society is less important than finding your child. And that's the thing, is that they really kind of lean on and build this. And as long as your character works with that, it's great right up until the moment where it stops being great.
This
and
game would have
starts
been
being
better
really
if
bad.
this game would have been better if they characterized, because there is a character, whether you like it or not, if they characterized it as someone who lived in the vault and got kicked out for just being disorderly, and you can decide why they were disorderly.
Ooh.
Because once they get in, Because once you get into society, then you're like, I'm disorderly. I do whatever the fuck I want, and then you can decide what is the fuck that you like to do. Are you too political? Do you try and take over everything? Do you like to blow shit up? Do you shoot crows? Any of it is possible.
They have pros in the vault.
Okay, so here's
I
the
love
thing
that
I
idea
actually
that you
really
get
love.
thrown out of a vault, but you can
Right?
decide why, and your goal is to, your goal would be something external
Rejoin a
to
new
that.
society.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually really
man.
like in-game museums and like theme park, like places where you can walk through and see all these cool exhibits and little things they're playing. Like I even liked that shitty museum in BioShock Infinite, like with all
The
the racist
racism
stuff.
museum.
God.
Yeah, the Museum of American
Horrible genocide and
Yes.
racism.
Like I liked it just because, it's, cool displays set up that show me something about how the society works. It's not very subtle, but take what I get.
So, oh yeah, do this first so we don't have to come back down here.
I already have a fusion core.
This is
I'm just doing this to annoy you.
This is like in the first Deus Ex, whenever you kill somebody and then later somebody give you a quest to kill them, you just be like, "Yeah, I already took care of that," and they're just
Right?
like, "I really need to rethink my interactions with this guy."
Is that one of the things everyone does? Like when you beat a boss in or when you're going into the boss in Mega Man, you jump. When you finish a locking in a Bethesda game, you like freak out and wiggle the mouse and make it do the thing back and forth.
Yeah.
Everybody does that.
I was just wondering that. I always like slam it all the way to one side, but I see other people wiggle it back and forth.
Yes, we got a
Why
wooden
is that?
spoon.
There needs to be a study because that is like
I
a
actually-
universal thing.
See, here's the
I don't know.
anxiety approach. I don't move the mouse because on some level I'm afraid if I do, it'll fuck it up.
Same. That's me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so it's not
See,
everybody.
Oh
the
my
thing
God,
with
I'm
me
related to
spinning
Josh.
it around is the same thing. What?
No, it's just, oh my God, I do the same thing as Josh. That's
Oh no. He set him off.
Let's murder these fuckers.
So VATS. We want to talk about how VATS is completely fucking worthless.
I know, it's
Yeah.
like you have a
I
12%
forgot how to
chance.
use it.
The
Isn't
game
that
is like you
weird?
have a 12% chance to hit, and I'm like, bitch, I have a mouse. Shut the hell up. I have a
Right?
100%
And the shooting in
chance
this
to
game
hit
is
that
way
guy.
better than it was in the previous installments. Yes.
well, it's weird because
Better?
they went from a series that was way too dependent on VATS, where VATS were like, why would you ever not use VATS, to a system where like VATS is basically useless.
Yeah, it went from VATS freezes time and gives you a chance to line up impossible shots one after the other to just drill your enemy, to VATS puts things in slow-mo so you can watch the bullets coming at your face in slow motion as you
Yeah.
stop
I
and think about
honestly-
where you want to shoot this guy.
I honestly only use it to be like, wait, who's shooting at me? Where are you?
Yeah,
oh,
that's its
okay, you're
only
over
function.
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
There-
you, and that's it.
There are perks that make VATS useful for particular builds. Like there's a perk that makes it so that you can basically teleport across the
Mysterious
room
stranger.
with melee attacks to hit with them, and that basically makes sneak
Oh,
builds
yeah, Blitz.
ridiculously
Man, I
broken.
don't know who you are, but your timing's impeccable. Preston Garvey. Commonwealth
Preston
Minute.
Garvey. How's it going,
Man,
my
I forgot
friend?
to shoot.
Acceptably.
Minutemen?
I moved to DLC Island to get away from this
Protect the people at a
fucker.
minute's notice. That was the idea. So I joined
This
up,
guy
wanted to
is-
make a difference.
Is a big problem with this game is that he is probably the character
looks
you
like I'm
will
the last
interact with the
minute man left
most,
standing.
and he is
The world's
super
changed
bland,
so
super
much. None
boring,
of this
not
makes sense.
interesting,
All right.
and
Listen, we
doesn't
need your
feel
help.
very Fallouty.
Then maybe
He's
we
too
can help you
nice
out.
for this world.
What brought you out
Mr.
here?
Friendly Buddy Guy in a world gone
My son
mad
Sean's
where
gonna
everybody's dead. And he's like, hey, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Fucking
I
look
know
is
how
so
this world can be.
It's not
A
even the
month
same
ago,
color
there
as
were
the
20
bear.
Yesterday there were 8.
No, right? So obvious he's wearing a wig to cover his balding.
It was the Bears and Lexington.
I wish Preston would comment on it.
Cruel world.
You think I don't know that?
Would you?
Things I've seen.
If I just saw a guy looking like that murdered his way through 20 people to come upstairs and talk to me, I would definitely not insult his appearance at all.
But
Yeah, you start to talk. You start to make a comment. You're just like,
One good idea can make a
That's not what I expected from That's Great.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof.
Which I
Oh,
guess
did they
sums
fix
up the
this
dialogue in
cutscene?
this game pretty much
Not a
entirely in one sentence.
Oh, this cutscene was always broken, and it was like
Yeah.
point the camera at the wrong person, and they wouldn't move, and the subtitles would break.
That happened to me too.
This is their fucking E3
What makes that
cutscene. How did they
power
fucking?
I know.
West Tech internalized
That's
servo
Fallout.
system, that's
What? Da, da, da.
Inside that
Oh,
baby
the
super.
subtitles are fucked up.
You'll be stronger.
Oh yeah, there
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Resistant to rats.
Yep.
Yep,
There it is.
still broken.
Get the suit. You can
Tell
All
him,
right,
Sturges.
gun right off the
You know what?
vertibird.
After this conversation,
Do that.
we are gonna
Those
go
raiders
for
get
we're
an
gonna break.
express ticket to hell.
Yay.
So if you have anything nice
And
to
I can use
say,
the
now
minigun
is the
like a
last possible
rifle.
moment.
Don't see why not. It'll have a manual.
Sturges, tell him.
Just aim it at the bad guys.
It's
and
going-
the
it's
old
going back to
spray and
this.
pray.
Sturges,
Now,
tell
as
him.
for the armor.
Tell him,
We're
Sturges.
done.
This is a really long, roundabout way of saying this dialogue here.
But they're a bit stuck.
Sturges tells him.
So, what's the
It's
solution?
fluff.
what you'll need is an old pre-war FC.
Well, have you tried asking Sturges to tell you? He's a pretty smart guy.
Does anyone else call it an FC ever in the game, or is it always Fusion Core?
No.
Because it's weird to me that he
Always
calls it
Fusion
FC.
Core.
Get to
Like,
the damn thing.
then why does he abbreviate? What kind of world
It's
building
also,
laziness
like-
is that?
Security gate.
I
Look,
think because this
Alright,
was the
calm your
E3
tits.
cutscene, like, this is one of
My
the
tits are
only fucking
pissed.
dialogue
Exactly my
sequences that
tits.
has dynamic
Hold his
camera
tits, I
angles
call
like
them.
this, and Preston Garvey has, like, actual animations.
actually, I already grabbed
Well,
it.
he
Yeah,
points his gun
that
at
sets a bad
Sturges.
precedent.
Well, all right. Maybe I'll lost
Sturges, a lone bead of sweat is crawling down Sturges' face. This time he needs to tell him. This time he needs to tell him
Preston's just
the right
staring at him
things.
with wide eyes.